Hey, how's it going? Mike from 1A Auto, and I'm going to show you how to remove the door panel, remove your speaker, reinstall 2015 Chevy Silverado, pretty much the same as a GMC Sierra. If you're going to be working with the doors open, good idea. This switch right up here shuts off your dome light. Middle position is on with the doors open. Over here is permanently on, and then you can see the lights right here. Shut it off. That way your lights aren't draining the battery while you're working on your door. First, you're going to want to remove these little doors. There's one here, and there's a little indent down at the bottom. You want to use a little 90-degree pick available at 1aauto.com. Pull the bottom of that out, and then that panel comes out. And then there's another one right down in here. Same thing. There's an indent at the front. Work the pick right in there. Gonna go down first, underneath, pull it up. Now this panel comes off, and this one can be a little unnerving. You just have to pull hard, and it does release. Sometimes these metal clips will fall into the door, but you actually want to retrieve them, and you can do it just by kind of squeezing them. I'm prying up with the screwdriver, and then down with my finger. And sometimes these will fall down into the door, and you just have to wait till you have the door panel off to retrieve them. But you can just push them right back onto the panel so that when you go to reinstall it, they're there. Now 6 7mm bolts hold it. There's one way back in here, one right up here, 2 down here, and 2 at the bottom of the door panel. And I'll remove those. Use a 7mm socket with a ratchet and extension. All right, so we've got the 6 bolts out. This part can be the worst part because now it's just clipped in place, but these clips can really hold on tight sometimes. I just work my hand underneath this corner, and then I grab right here and I just give a good pull. Okay, and then there's clips all the way up at the top that release. The door panel comes off, go up, release your door handle cable by pressing down here and then pulling back. Okay, and then work it around, pull it up and out. And then there's a single electrical connector here. Push on the black tab while you pull up on the gray tab. Okay, and then bring the gray locking tab out, and that unlocks. If you did pull the panel up and off, and this weather strip went with the door panel, you're gonna wanna remove this piece of weather strip, pull it down, and you can see some clips back in there, and pry down with a small screwdriver, and then pull up to release each clip. And you can see the clips actually come off as we go. Speaker is just held in by one 7mm bolt. Remove that. Lift it up and out. And then it disconnects by pressing this tab down and disconnecting, and then just pull this back and forth up and down to release it. And if you have the correct tool from 1A Auto, it makes it a lot easier. Work it on there. All right, reinstall, reconnect the lead, put the clip back in, and put it down into place. Snap it back into place, and a single 7mm bolt secures it. If your door lock fell out of place, just put it back up into place. And then these clips slide back down onto the door, and the weather strip goes back in place. This part seals against the window. Now your panel, put the door handle cable on first, put it down in, pull back, around, and then slide it forward into place. And then your connection down here, lift up, put the connection in place, get it going, and then slide or pivot that locking tab up. And there's two larger lineup pins, one here and one on the front here. So just kind of look things into place. Make sure you lift this up. Get your lock into place, down. And then I can see that lineup pin right there. And this front lineup pin there. Okay. And it locks into place. Now we're going to put our 6 7mm screws back in. All right, one was here, one here, 2 here, and then 2 down low. This one that we're going to put in here, I'm just going to put a little piece of paper towel on there, hold it in place, put it in, start it going, and I'll start the rest of them. All right, now we'll tighten those up. And you don't want to get these too tight, get them nice and firm, and that's good. They're only going into plastic. Panels back in, curves the soft corners at the top, pushes into place, and then the little notch goes in the front, into place. And then this panel, once you've put your clips back on, you're gonna put the top up and in and snap it back in place.
Thanks for watching. If you want the parts to do it yourself, check out oneaauto.com, the place for DIY auto repair.